Hello everybody, just going to make a quick video here to supplement the written instructions for how to wash the spinning oils out of our yarn. Another quick note that this is just going to be for the first wash. Then after the spinning oils are removed, you just want to treat your items like you would any other wool item, just with a delicate soap and a gentle wash. But okay, so what do you need? Some kind of a container to hold some hot water. In my case here, I got some yak wool or a yak wool swatch and dish soap. Dawn works. If it's good for little ducks, it's good for our fiber. Fairy dishwashing liquid is going to work fine as well. Really anything that doesn't have enzymes like antibacterial enzymes or things like that. We just need something that will cut oil and cut grease to remove the spinning oils. Okay, so now that's that started, I'm going to fill up my tub here with some hot water. So nothing special about the water, you just want it to be hot. Where I'm at, the tap water is very hot, uncomfortably warm, so it's good enough for me. Fill this up a bit. Now, got myself a thermometer here. I guess in my case, this will probably be around 125, maybe 130. There you go. So that part is not important. Could be a bit warmer, could be a bit cooler. Not for me, touching this, if my hand is in it for more than a couple of seconds, it's going to get uncomfortably hot. So should be hotter than you would want to bathe in, I would say. Next step, with your soap, there you go. Add a good amount of soap here, especially for the first run. Let me get something to mix this with. Get a little bit more soap in there, get a little bit more soapy. There we go. We got our hot soapy water. Take your item, toss it in there. Move it around a little bit. Let it sit. If you want, you can agitate it slightly, right? Just to get those oils to release. Press on it. It's very hot. A little bit uncomfortable to do this just with my hands. So you can use a spoon or some other item to work it around, and just let it sit like that for about 15 minutes. Okay, back at it after a little bit of a rest. I don't know if you could see it in the video or not, but you got some kind of fuzzy stuff or some wispies hanging out in here. It's the oil separating. So again, just a little agitation to the piece. Try to get these oils squished out. Squeeze it. And then try to do this one-handed. This is tough. Go ahead and empty out the water here, and then fill it up again. We'll repeat the process once more. Get out of the stream. Make sure I get the fresh hot water in here. Here we go. Soap, a little bit more soap, a lot more soap. Mix it up with my coffee spoon here. Another quick agitation here. Hot. And let it set once again. All right, back again after the second wash. You can see that the water is looking a bit clearer now, at least it was. So I'm going to start with the rinsing process now. If you have a bigger item, you might want to do it again if the water is still very cloudy and you're still seeing a lot of spinning oil. But for something like this, just a small swatch, I think we're good there. Again, this. A little bit difficult to do this with just one hand, but I'll go to water that's not so hot that I could still put my hands in. kind of gently press the item to try and get that soap out for the rinse. Some more fresh water here. Push in, squeeze, get some of the soap out. I'll fill this up kind of more completely now that I have most of the soap out. Fill this up and let the item sit a little longer just by itself there. We'll come back in about 5 minutes and do the final rinsing. All right, so we're about down to our final rinsing here. Water is clear. Don't see any more soap. Everything seems to be good. So go ahead, hold this here. Doing this one-handed. Final. I'll do a little bit of a push here. As long as you don't wring it, everything will be all right. But easiest way to do it, and this is fine. I'm just going to use a small dish towel for this. If you have a bigger item, you're going to want to use a bigger bath towel. Take your piece, lay it flat, and then roll it up. Again, skills one-handed here. You can press, as long as you don't wring, it's good. And this will get a good amount of the water out. This in one other spot of the towel that's dry. Now, you're ready for blocking. All right, and a little bit difficult to do one-handed, so I went ahead and set up my block here. If you're wondering why my blocking pad looks like the underside of a couch cushion, that's because it is the underside of a couch cushion. Just don't tell my landlord. But yeah, this process, I think it seems a little bit intimidating, especially with these types of expensive fibers and luxury fibers. You think that they're delicate, but you can already see, maybe it's going to add a little bit more fuzz as the fibers pluff up and the oil gets out of it, but it really does bring it to its natural state. It's going to get a lot softer. It's going to fill in the stitches, even out the stitches. You can do this before you knit with the full skeins, or you can do it after. I prefer doing it after on the full project, but maybe if you're using a blue or a red yarn and you're mixing it or doing color work with the white fiber, you might want to pre-rinse the yarns to make sure that it's not going to bleed in the final rinse. So it's fine to do the same process using the skeins. But yeah, anyways, with wool, especially our wool, you should be, washing and blocking anyway. So it seems like a larger, longer process. But if you're blocking, it's really only adding another step with the soap and the rinse. If you're using, if you're doing a project or a pattern that has like cables or a lot more detail work, especially when it's wet, when you're washing it, it's going to look like you're losing a lot of detail. But once it dries out, it's going to look beautiful. As long as you're not rubbing it and super agitating it, it's going to be fine. Don't worry too much. The water can be hotter, the water can be cooler. The important thing, get some soap in there, and it has to be warm enough to break up the oils. But okay, so blocking here, gonna let it dry. Then I'll show the finished product, and yeah, see you guys soon. So there you have it, guys. The finished, washed, and blocked swatch. Now in its final form, showing off the true beauty of the Mongolian yak wool. So still got beautiful stitch definition, just softer, maybe with a little bit more fuzz. but this is definitely the way to enjoy Mongolian wools. Same process for cashmere, for baby camel wool, yak wool, sheep wool, whatever, anything with spinning oils. So any questions, comments, concerns, please just let me know and I'll help you out. All right, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.